All right, chat. So, what we're doing today is we are ranking every single marathon run that I have done. That doesn't include any like online marathons except for SGDQ 2020 and Disaster Relief Done Quick, because those are main GDQ runs that I have done. So we are counting every single mainline in-person event run that I've done, based on how enjoyable it was, how good the run was, how clean it was, and just the entertainment value of it, basically. Alright, so here is the tier list. We have all of my runs that I've done in the past, with thumbnails that I've made myself for this tier list. We have 5 different tiers, but I might make some other ones depending. We have peak entertainment, which means this is like the best of the best. Entertaining, so there's still like, this is still an entertaining run that I would recommend people watch. Good showcase means it's just, you know, it's good, nothing fantastic, nothing horrible about it, it's good. Then we have scuffed. So like a few things went pretty wrong and stuff like that, but overall it was pretty good, outside of those things. And then forgettable, it's just like the most forgettable run. Honestly, I forgot that this happened. But yeah, we're gonna go in order from when they happened. So starting off with Splatoon All Scrolls Glitch Infinite. Some of these we might actually go back and watch, because I literally have a playlist, for those who don't know, on my channel of marathon runs. So we can actually watch all of the marathon runs if we really want to, and see how they were. This one is no longer on YouTube because my YouTube channel was hacked and deleted. So Splatoon All Scrolls Glitch Infinite, I remember this one because I had Yosher commentate this, and I forget who else. There was one other person who commentated this. I want to say it was Benny. But yeah, I had them commentate this. This is my first in-person marathon run, and it was at like 4 in the morning or something like that. And honestly, I'm probably gonna keep it around good. Like, I don't think this is an amazing showcase of this run or anything like that. But All Scrolls, this is the first run I ever got in for, and I thought it was okay. I think I got like a 116 or something like that, and my PB at the time was a 114. So it wasn't like the best thing ever made, and I remember that I died on a boss and I lost a lot of time, so that was a big time loss. But for the most part, it was okay. Next was, where is it? I think next was SGDQ 2020. Yeah, here it is. So next up was Splatoon New Game Plus at SGDQ 2020 Online. And this one, I'm not gonna lie, I had Tones and Hydrus on my comms for this. I remember this very vividly. This is my first time ever being on GDQ. And even though I think it's a very good run and really good commentary, I got an okay time. I got like a 57. I think it's pretty scuffed. The only reason why I say it's scuffed is because if you go back and watch that run, it had a lot of tech issues. This is their first COVID GDQ that they did, and it was bad, chat. Like, my mic sounded like I was in a wind turbine. My commentators run voices, they were overlapping each other, and they were desynced from each other. Personally, I just don't really like this run, and looking back at it, it's kind of hard to look back at it with fond memories. I don't really consider this like my first GDQ run because of the scuffed issues, and it's nothing that like I blame anyone for. It was just some tech issues. There was a lot of tech issues at GDQ, and unfortunately that happened to be the case with me. Okay, but now we get to the runs that I remember a lot more. We have Kirby and the Forgotten Land Any Percent, which I actually, no, before that I have these backwards. First, I have Super Mario 3D World 380 stars. The fact that they accepted this run is actually crazy. This is at Pace Fall 2022, so the first time I went to Pace. This one was really entertaining. However, I am gonna put it down to scuff, or not to scuff, sorry, to good. And the only reason why is because I do think this is one of the more entertaining runs that I've ever done. But what kills it is the last little bit of this run. The last like 30 minutes, I get really negative in this run, and I kind of mauled a little bit. And because of that, I didn't even hit estimate. So I think this is a good showcase, but it's one that I'm not very proud of. And I do think it's better than Glitch Infinite, just because I had more experience at running at events and stuff like that, so, and commentating. But in terms of marathon runs, it's not that great. So, great. We're gonna make a new category, okay? We're gonna do great commentary, bad gameplay. And that's what I think this one is. That's what we're gonna do. Alright, next was Stray any percent glitch list. This is the first time that Stray was shown off in a marathon, and I got the honor of doing it. And I actually really liked this run. It was me and Kylie, and I really liked this run. Really fun comms, really early morning comms. It was at like 7 a.m. But I thought this run was pretty good. It had some pretty funny moments in it. Overall, I think I'm probably gonna give it a good showcase is what I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna put it above all scrolls. I'm actually gonna move this one down. I think this is the order I want to put it in. So yeah. Then we had Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Pace Fall 2020, any percent at Pace Fall 2022. You guys remember when I ran Kirby? Oh my god. Honestly, this run was pretty good. I think this run was pretty dang good. I think this is definitely the best one so far that I am ranking, and it was a good time that I got. I got a 152, and I think it was like only like 20 seconds off PB. I played really well. I nailed all the tricks I wanted to nail. The audience interaction was pretty good, and my commentators were really entertaining. You know, I'm gonna put this in just entertaining. This is just a really good, entertaining run. Next up, we have Celeste any percent at Pace Summer 2023. And this was also just a really entertaining run. I had Benny and Joker Factor on comms, and I personally think this is just a very entertaining run. I'm gonna put this above Kirby Forgotten Land. It was just really good comms the whole way through. So I'm gonna put that at the top of entertaining. I think this is a really good run. It's very forgettable, but I think it's one of my better runs that I've done for online, for in person. You know what? I'm actually gonna add one more row, and I'm gonna add this below. I'm gonna add a forgettable one, and the reason why I'm adding this is because I personally think that this run, Mario Kart 7 All Cups at Pace Summer 2023, I think this is the most forgettable run that I've ever done. I not only did it have my ex in it, which is kind of weird to look back on now, but not only that, I just forget that I did this run. Like, this is such a weird run that I did, and it's not even like I don't think I performed good in it. Like, this is before, I just think I really just didn't prepare for this run, and I honestly keep forgetting that it existed. So yeah, I think overall this is the most forgettable run that I've ever done for in-person runs, and it just wasn't really anything that I look back on that fondly. And the other reason why it's so forgettable is because I did Mario Kart 7 at ESA, and that one I actually prepared a lot more for, and that one went a whole lot more better. But I think that was definitely the most like forgettable run. So anyways, moving on to true ending for Celeste at Pace Fall 2023. I like this run, but it's the same. It falls into the same void of 3D World 380 stars at Pace Fall 2022, where it was just kind of bad gameplay. I will put it above 3D World 380 stars though, because I think it's a good run until the final room where I lose 2 minutes. But yeah, so that's true ending. Honestly, overall pretty good run. I had a commentator, an online commentator, I had Prof commentating alongside I think Joker Factor again, and that was a pretty good run overall. So yeah, I'm gonna say great commentary, but bad gameplay, once again. So now we move on to the relays, chat. The 70-person, 70-star relay. I don't even think I have to explain it. It's going up in peak entertainment. 70-star relay was easily, up until then, the greatest thing I've ever put on. And I'm very happy with how that turned out. However, while it is peak entertainment, there's going to be a few ones up there, but I do think this is easily, up until this point of the ranking, the best thing that I had shown off, and I was very proud of this and happy that I was able to do it. Splatoon any percent. This is the first time that I got to show off new Splatoon any percent, which included the new skip and everything at ESA Winter. As my one of 2 runs that I did at ESA Winter. I like this one. I really do. I don't know if it's peak entertainment, but I do think it's at least the best run here. It did have some mess-ups on the skips and stuff like that, but I enjoyed the commentary, and honestly, I think this is an entertaining run, very entertaining run, and I'm very happy with it. Mario Kart 7 All Cups race. I'd say this one is right behind Splatoon. Actually, no, I'll put it right in front of Splatoon any percent. Both of my ESA Winter 2024 runs, this is really where, like, I was just... I knew what I was doing as a runner, as an in-person runner, and I was very happy with them. So, yeah, I think the All Cups was just really entertaining, because we had Tim Cario and Puddings on comms. It had some funny scuffed moments, and then I also played better. Like I said, this is just why my Pace Summer 2023 run was just so forgettable, was because this one was so much better, and I actually, like, ran the game and knew the strats and had the best loadout and stuff like that. I just didn't have that before. So now we move on to All Red Berries for Celeste, the relay I did with Milton. I think this run is good, but I don't think it's fantastic. I think it is below my any percent run, that's for sure. I'm gonna put this above Forgotten Land. I think it's an entertaining run, but it's not anything fantastic. We both had mistakes in it, and that dampened our experience a little bit. But overall, we managed our composure. I think it was entertaining the whole way through. So yeah, that's good. Celeste 64, 100%. I forget what time I got in this. It's probably above here. I think it's like right here, like above any percent. It was a good run. I don't think it's like the most memorable run that I've done, but it's pretty memorable. Alright, and here we are, once again, another relay. We have 120 stars by 120 people. This right here, I'm calling it right now, this right here is the winner in terms of, like, the run that's going to be at the top of peak entertainment. This is, bar none, the best thing I've ever done for the speedrun community is 120 stars, 120 people. Easily the peak of what I've done. And I there's nothing I can say about it. So yeah, I'm so happy with how that run was, and I have no other words for it other than best thing I've done for the community. Okay, Celeste 64 at PAX West. This was my first in-person GDQ run. This is for a side event. I actually got a better time. But I actually think this run was better. And not only that, I had the dev on the comms. I think this is worse than the 70-star run, but I do think that it was a pretty good run. I'm gonna put this here in peak entertainment. If you haven't seen this run, I definitely recommend watching it. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking this out. I had Noel on comms, and then Toro. All of us were really, really good on comms. I really enjoyed it. Okay, now we're getting to the recent ones. Disaster Relief Done Quick for Astrobot. It's my first time running Astrobot at a mainline event, at event in general. This was a online event to help those affected by real-world events, and I got asked to do Astrobot. This was before I got accepted for AGDQ, so this was really cool to be asked to take part in that. So I'm actually going to put this at the top of good. I don't think this is the best I've ever done. I had a 2-minute death, and I think that really dampened my experience with it. But my commentaries were really fun, and like the couch that I picked was really entertaining. But overall, this was very early into the game's lifespan. It's actually really interesting going back and comparing my 2 runs that I've done of Astrobot for GDQ and seeing how they were compared to each other, because they're so drastically different. Like, they're literally 5 minutes apart in terms of time. This one got a 2:17. But I do think this is a good showcase. I think it's better than any of these bottom ones here. But I don't think it tops any of my in-person runs instead. So yeah, actually, you know what? I'm actually going to put Forgotten Land. I am going to put Forgotten Land at the top of Good Showcase instead. Actually, now that I look at it, I think it just makes sense, because that wasn't like anything fantastic, but it was entertaining. So Astrobot at AGDQ, peak entertainment. All right, this goes above the 70-star 70-person relay, not above the 120-person relay. I don't think that's fair. But I think this is absolutely just something that I never thought would happen. I literally got asked to run Game of the Year at GDQ for its debut. I still am absolutely honored that I got the chance to do this. My commentary was good, my run was good, my gameplay was good, the couch was awesome. I picked a stacked couch with amazing personality as well as knowledge on the game and the series. It was awesome. I could not have asked for a better showcase for Astrobot, and I even got a relatively good time. At 2:12 is still considered a pretty good time, so I'm very happy that I got that. Golf with your grandmother. Look, I'm gonna open up an entirely new tier, okay? But golf with your grandmother, man, like, it's the stupidest thing I've ever done. I cannot believe they let me run this game, and not only that, it's like genuinely the funniest thing that ever was on GDQ. And I don't even mean this in like a biased way. Like, obviously there is some bias there, but it was just like, it's so funny, but it's so like, I played so bad, but I think that's what makes it really funny. So I'm gonna give it, actually, I'm tempted. Do we even make the golf with your grandmother one? We honestly don't really need it. I think it's funny if we just have it be its own thing. I'm gonna put it in its own thing up there. We're gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep Peak Entertainment as its own thing, and we're gonna put it right there. Okay, but yeah, I think Golf with Your Grandmother is more entertaining to go back to than my Astrobot run. I do think Astrobot was the more like impressive run that I did, but I think Golf with Your Grandmother is just overall the funnier package. And it is hands down the thing that people remember me most for now, which I think is really funny. And then we have our most recent one, which just happened, which was Mario 3D World at PAX East. This run was really funny. The audience interaction was really good. So I'm actually going to put this right before, after Astrobot. So yeah, I think that fits really well there. So overall, I think this is what I'm going to go with for my tier list here. I'm definitely, you are your biggest, everybody is their biggest critic, you know? Like, it's hard to look back on things that you've done and not be more critical than others would be. I know Costiller did his version of this, and he didn't rank anything below Good Showcase, which I think is awesome, but you really shouldn't say that. Personally, though, I do think that, like, I agree with this ranking. I think this ranking is a good ranking here. I think this makes the most sense. So yeah, that's my ranking of every single in-person and main marathon that I've done. Like I said, I think I did a good job explaining why I put stuff where I put stuff. But let me know in the comments sections below, or if you go to my Discord, which is the link in the description below, or if you do the command in chat right now, you can go to my Discord, and I actually have the link to this tier maker, and you guys can actually do it yourselves. So yeah.